Hello everybody, Cooper here. Welcome back to another episode of my Port Adelaide Management Career Mode here on AFL 26. It's round 16 and we've got the Saints at Marvel Stadium today in what should be, I'm not going to say an easier clash for us. It's obviously not every game is easy. We've had a couple of easy ones of late, but St Kilda currently outside of the top 8. I think we're a good chance of getting a win here today and extending our lead at the top of the ladder. But the Saints did a lot of recruiting in the off-season. Obviously, they did pick up Oscar Allen as well as Jamara Ugle-Hagan, among others. So it's going to be a very interesting game. We're going to call heads on the toss for this one. And we've got Zach Butters as the stand-in skipper for today. Obviously, Connor Rosie did get injured in the last episode, as well as Nasiah Wanganeen-Miller. So he's not going to be able to take part up against his former side for today. So I got a little bit of a different makeshift lineup. Hopefully we can get off to a good start. Butters, quick kick forward, actually gets the handball off to Willem Drew. Dersma sitting under it. I don't know why I played on. I didn't mean to play on. Oh, what have I done here? Oh, jeez. Oh, crap. That was an absolutely awful start. And now it is with Max King, who's pushing very, very high up the ground, all the way from centre-half forward to centre-half back. Ball now with Collard for the Saints. Callum Wilkie, who just signed a contract extension in real life. Back to King. Up the ground here. Well intercepted by Taylor Goad. Let's try again on this forward entry. Let's find a target. Dersma is the target. Can't take the mark. Whitlock's over the top. Ends up with Horn Francis. Miles, O'Brien can't get boot to ball, does in the end actually. Butters can't get boot to ball either. It is chaos footy right now. O'Brien, that's holding the ball. Scrappy start to this game, and now with Blake Laidler. We got players in the gap over the top. Joe Berry, Dougal Howard, former teammates. Actually, well, Berry never would have played with Dougal Howard, but Dougal Howard obviously did used to play for Port quite a few years ago now. Saints working the ball up the wing now with Jack McRae. We intercept the ball, and that is holding without the ball. So a few free kicks against us already, not a good sign. Jack Higgins, one of the best small forwards in the competition. Jamara down there at full forward, I should say, for the Saints. Kane Farrell with the intercept mark. Whitlock can't take it on this occasion. Handball forward to O'Brien. Goads over the top. Miles as well. Shot on goal is absolutely terrible. Berry, can he keep it in? Horn Francis kicked a few last week. He's got the first of the day. No, he doesn't. Absolute chaos early. Just somebody get boot to ball, please. That's not 15, but it's in the back. And the skipper for today, Zach Butters, finally going to have our first set shot of the day. 5 minutes into the first quarter. And he puts through his first. As I've said a few times already, a scrappy start to this one. Loose ball actually kicked towards our forward line. Wilkie, Goad intercepts, does a good job. Lukosius is on the move, but we're going to go a little bit shorter for a man who's just joined St Kilda in Jack Silvani. Down the line now. Miles did not have a good game last week. Can't take a mark here. Can lay a tackle, does a fantastic job. That's holding the ball. I think Owen Miles kicked 0 goals 3 last week in the end. We're going to go with the Czech side. And that is really, really good. He's got his first in a few weeks. And an early 2-goal lead to Port Adelaide. Turnover middle of the ground. A little bit heavy with the handball already. Can't get a fist to the ball. And little Jackie Higgins. He's kicked a lot of goals in recent years for St Kilda. Going to be having a look at the Saints' first shot on goal for today. Going to be kicking from probably just inside 50. Long ball is good. The Saints are on the board. Saints on the move once again. Rowan Marshall gets the hit out. Let's get the spoil. We do. Handball, well done. Zerk Thatcher can't get the ball clear. Machito Owens picks up the crumbs. And the Saints have 2 in a row. Back to a 2-point game. Butters gets the handball wide to Jackson Mead. Goad gets wrapped up by 2. I doubt that'll be a free kick. We get the ball up middle of the ground. 10 minutes gone. Early in this contest. That's a great tackle by, I think that was Lockie Neal. did a nice job. Down the line now, Berry Patel. Joe Berry takes a chest mark behind two people. Not really sure how that one worked, but the man who's leading the Coleman medal right now with 55 goals has a 5-goal lead on Zane Dersma. Puts through his first. Excellent work out the middle once again. Drew sending the ball forward. Miles sitting under it. Can't take the mark. Lays a good forward pressure tackle there. Goads gets out marked by Rowan Marshall. I was going to say, not really sure what happened there, but we end up with the ball anyway via Laidler. Getting a bit of the ball early. Jackson Mead in space. Callum Wilkie too big and strong in that contest. 8-point game early in the contest, and Jack Lukosius takes the mark right on 50, and ordinarily wouldn't be having shots from this distance, but there's no wind to speak of, and Jack Lukosius is one of the best kicks at the club. So I felt well obliged to have a shot from here, and it just sneaks in for a behind. Now with Liam Henry sitting in a back pocket today. Normally spends a bit more time forward, but he is just playing his role in this one. Now with Hasty, sending the ball towards Wilkie. He's had a bit of it already. Jackson Mead with the intercept mark did a good job. Ball heading wide to Jason Little, getting his first look in the main team for the season. Lukosius takes another mark, and this is going to be a better shot for the big man. And it'll be interesting to see how much Jason Little can participate in this game as Lukosius kicks another behind, because I think Jason Little does have a lot of potential. He's done a very good job at SANFL level already this year. Why have I done that? Berry probably could have just ran into an open goal. Really stuffed that one up. Jackson Mead standing on Mason Wood at halfback here. But Jason Little, I think, is going to be a very, very good halfback flanker. In our off-season preview a couple episodes ago, we did discuss some potential moves that we might be looking at. So we'll just have to wait and see what we decide to come up with. Big fly from behind. O'Brien sends it short. Ball over the top. Miles has 2. Oh, Miles had 5 goals, 9 coming into today on the season. Already has 2 for the day. That's a good tackle by Butters, who's been one of our best already. Silvani spending a bit of time forward to start the day. Takes a good mark. We had a few little mismatches in our forward line early, and I just wanted to patch them up. Jack Silvani has somehow hit the post from 15 metres out. That is a shocking kick. Now the ball out of fullback isn't a good one. Berry gets wrapped up. Couldn't find a target with the handball. Horn Francis going to be playing a bit more in the midfield just due to some of the injuries that we've experienced these last few weeks. Lukosius once again takes a mark. Already has 5 disposals on the day. He's actually gotten quite a few Brownlow votes this year already. But 3 behinds in the first quarter for Jack Lukosius is not a good start. Ball intercepted by Taylor Goad. We've got a ball short here, and it ends up in the hands of Silvani once again. And surely this is going to be a better kick in front of goal. Yes, it is. We have our 5th of the quarter, and it's now a 24-point lead. Was very close early, but kicking the last few goals, we're not doing too bad right now. Draper is going to spend a bit more time in the ruck today. I think just Taylor Goad doesn't have the physicality to go with Rowan Marshall in this one. Newman gets a fist to the ball. Ball goes to deck. Newman picks it up. Really well done. Higgins picks up the crumbs. Puts through another one for St Kilda. Loose ball wide by O'Brien. Gets it back in the middle of the ground. We play on. Horn Francis, little kick forward. Didn't actually find anybody. Whitlock gets tackled by 2. Probably could have got a better kick towards our forward line. Didn't end up that way in the end. Draper can't knock it down. Bobby Hill gets the loose hand out. Whitlock. Actually, it's Dersma over the top. Finds Whitlock. And surely we can just go back, have an easy shot on goal. Whitlock been quiet these last few weeks, but he's been kicking goals. But I think it was actually the week before last week he had a decent game. Puts through his first of the day. Fairly straightforward kick. We have 6, but it's a 24-point lead once again. Another ball forward. Miles sitting under it. Can't take the mark on this occasion. Trying to find a handball at our half-forward line. Nobody home, unfortunately. Higgins pushing up the ground. Can the Saints get one more before quarter time? Jason Little does a really good job. Was looking for Silvani on the overlap handball. Wasn't on. Little kick around the body. Silvani gets wrapped up. Ball heading in towards St Kilda's forward line. And Jamara Ugle-Hagan, wearing the number 14, takes the mark inside that left forward pocket. Gonna be a tough kick for a left footer. I tell you what, that's pretty good. Really well done by the big fella who's found a new home in St Kilda. He puts through his first of the day. 4 goals to 6 so far, but with the 6 behinds as well, not really sure what we're supposed to be doing. I wish we were kicking a little bit straighter. The Saints work the ball forward. We get the ball clear. No, we don't. We handball back into traffic. Burton gets it clear finally. Now with Little once again. Kicking it forward. Berry. Can't take the mark on Patel. Little ball inside 50. Finds Dersma. And this one basically going to be on the siren, if not just before. And that is a poor, poor kick. And there is the siren for quarter time. So I wish we could have kicked a little bit straighter in that quarter. We'd be a lot further ahead, but we've still got a 19-point lead. Getting a lot of the ball early. We've actually got more handballs than kicks at this point in time. The inside 50s were crushing it. Hit outs, clearances, all of that good stuff, we're crushing it. We've got to stop Jack Higgins in that St Kilda forward line. Miles has been good for the first quarter. He's got 2 goals. Arlo O'Brien has 10 disposals on the day. Lockie Neal with the 7 disposals. Jack Lukosius 4 behinds. Good God, man. And Oscar Allen going to spend some time in the ruck to start the second quarter. And Ross the Boss already changing the magnets on the whiteboard early in this contest. Horn Francis sends it long, and how the hell has Joe Berry marked that? That was absolutely fantastic. Already has the 6 disposals on the day. That is a shocking kick. Jesus. We've got a loose ball at St Kilda's half forward line. That is in the back. Now with Machito. Did kick a goal earlier on. Ball heading forward. We get the spoil. Now we've got to get the leading handball out of our defensive 50. Jared Lyons picks up the ball. The Saints have 5. Still a competitive game so far. Saints trying to really stick some tackles in the middle of the ground. We just can't right now. Philippou can't take the mark in front of Kane Farrell. Lukosius, we've put him at centre half forward. I just don't like him in front of goal right now. He's not kicking any. So we're going to try and work him a bit further up the ground. Was looking for Arlo O'Brien. Ended up finding Liam Henry. Not a good kick. Jack Sinclair kicks it towards the hot spot for the Saints. And Max King takes a mark. And he's also had a lot of the ball early. We played his brother in the last game up against the Gold Coast Suns, and he did kick a goal. Now, being a twin himself, he's got a goal for his side as well. And it's back to an 8-point game. Saints working the ball forward once again. Great tackle by Logan Evans. Really nicely done. Then send it towards Owen Miles. He's on the lead. Can't take the mark. Hasty does a good job. Going to be sending it back for the Saints. Ball in the middle of the ground. Back with Bradley Hill. Draper going back with the flight of the footy. Does well to stand in front of Oscar Allen. Horn Francis. Good hands once again. Let's send it long. Whitlock's got 2 to deal with. And the 2 win, unfortunately for us. Jack Sinclair once again at halfback. Oscar Allen working his way up the ground. That's a poor kick by St Kilda. Laidler sends it down to full forward. And Zane Dersma picks up the mark. And I think we might go, this might be banana territory. I know Zane Dersma, I should say. We've had some troubles with his set shots the last few weeks. He's put through his first of the day. And it's back to a 14-point margin. Been a competitive game so far. Higgins once again, another mark at half forward on Logan Evans. Ryan Burton sitting under it, got the spoil, but there was 2 to deal with. Jamara picks up the crumbs, kicks his second. Horn Francis just smashes it out of the middle of the ground, just in hope, really. Berry with the hands over the top. Not really sure what happened with that one, but the ball is back in our forward 50. We've given away a free kick via Will Drew. Not ideal, but we can just play some really good defensive forward pressing football here. We should be okay. Silvani takes the mark at halfback. Sends it down the line. Dersma, big fly from the Saints defender. Didn't see who it was. But the ball picked up by Horne-Francis. It is just ping pong, pin ball football right now. Horne-Francis picks it up again. And Berry's marked it on the goal line. Probably could have just shepherded it through. But he's going to have a look at a second here. Already has one for his troubles. Missed an absolute sitter earlier on. There's his second. Another forward entry for Port Adelaide. Berry and Patel. I can't say I'm familiar with Patel's work. I'm assuming he's a draftee from last season. And I'm going to go with a little bit of a deeper banana here. Not something that I usually entertain. We'll see how we go with Joe Berry. And he's nailed it. 3 on the day for Joe Berry. And he has been definitely one of our best so far. Horne-Francis just trying to find the open midfielder. Lachie Neale sends it forward. Whitlock takes the mark once again. And Port Adelaide starting to come alive these last few minutes. For a second for Whitlock. Puts it straight through the middle. And I believe that is a game-high margin of 26 points. But another turnover middle of the ground. Lukosius, we've moved him to centre half back. I just want him to get as far away from the goals as possible, which actually sounds really stupid when you're a Coleman medalist. You kicked 100 goals last year, but you just cannot kick straight. What have I done there with Zerk Thatcher? I've handballed it forward for no reason. I should have just kicked it. Rowan Marshall finds Jack McRae, the Premiership Bulldog, has kicked it forward. Good fist. Trying to get rid of it. Oscar Allen lays the tackle with Mitch Owens. We got a ball up in defensive 50 right now. Taylor Goad can't find a Port Adelaide jumper. Rowan Marshall picks up the crumbs, puts it through for the Saints. It's been goal for goal this quarter. That's a high tackle. Well done, Horne-Francis, to draw that one. Whitlock on Dougal Howard once again. And Whitlock is having one kind of a game right now. 4 disposals, 3 contested marks. Lining up for a third goal. And that is nicely done. Puts it straight through. Lukosius intercepts the ball, middle of the ground. Looking for Kane Farrell. Just, how's he dropped that? Wow. Anyway, we've got to mark this if we can. Nick Newman does a good job. Plays on quickly. Dersma and Barrett. Dersma takes the mark. Now, ideally, if we were closer to goal, I would probably try and banana this one. But I know Zane Dersma's set shots haven't exactly been a thing of beauty. But he has done very well with that kick. And it's now a 32-point game. Dersma has 2. Liam Henry at half forward now for St Kilda. We need a mark here. And Max King, too big and strong on that occasion. Already has 1 for the day. I'll tell you what, the St Kilda forward line, even though the ball hasn't gone down there that much, it is definitely alive and operating. As King's got 2, Jamara's got 2, Higgins also has 2. Liam Henry picks up the ball once again. It's a 2-on-1 to our advantage. We take the mark. Now we've got to take our time. We see Horne-Francis out on the lead. He's a good mark. Can't take it on this occasion. Was trying to find Newman out the back. Now with Dow. We've fisted over the goal line, we do. But I think it might be a goal anyway. Saints go back to back. And Paddy Dow with a very good finish. I always forget which one plays for Richmond and which one plays for St Kilda. Because I know it's Thomas or Thompson Dow. It's one of those two. Machito, Zerk Thatcher. Machito's down there. Zerk Thatcher ran away. Saints have 3 in a row. And as far as... we just keep growing these leads, but then we just keep coughing them up. And there's been a high-scoring first half by both teams, to be perfectly honest. Great tackle by Horne-Francis. That is a ball up, middle of the ground. Taylor Goad trying to find Horne-Francis. He does. Kicks it forward. Can't take the mark. We had players there, but we just couldn't get front position, unfortunately. Jackson Meads had a good quarter. Sends it down the line. Dersma, Barrett, Dersma once again. And I know it's dumb, but we're going to go with the banana. We've not had the best luck. Never mind. We are ditching the banana. We're never doing it again. I'm going to put it in the bin. Horne-Francis takes the mark. We got players on the move. And we get a mark via Dersma once again. Do the right thing. Kick the drop punt. Just sneaks it in. 3 for Dersma. I like what I've seen from him so far. He's had a good game. Had a good game last week as well. But the Saints are not done this quarter. We clear the ball via Lukosius. Not very far though. Saints players in pursuit. We intercept the ball. Very nicely done by Jason Little. Been a little bit quieter this quarter. Arlo O'Brien hasn't really seen it this quarter. I know he's been in a forward pocket. Kicks it long. Whitlock. Somebody take a mark. Dersma gets wrapped up. Miles has somehow kicked it behind out of all of that. 23 gone for the quarter. And you'd think the Saints are probably going to be the only team to kick a goal because they are heading towards their forward line. We do not have a chance to get the ball back into our forward 50. And the ball movement from half back to a shot on goal for the Saints has been really good. Paddy Dale, 12 disposals in the game, already has a goal. Make that 2. Back to 16 points. Ball in the middle of the ground. We need a mark here. We get a spoil. Good enough. Ball is cleared. Drew, if we can take a mark, we can get a shot. Can't take the mark. Berry drops it. Silvani with the tackle. Miles stopped running. Ran again. Good tackle. Ball up. Almost 26 gone now in the quarter. Good hit out. That's in the back. I'm taking a set shot. I don't care who it's with. It's actually with Jackson Mead. And good thing we did, because it's an 16-point game. Not going to be a goal, I don't think, this kick. And it is out in the full. Really, really solid kick. It's still a 16-point game. But what a quarter of football. 8 goals to the Saints. 7 goals, 3 to us. 3 goals to Whitlock, Berry, and Dersma. The Saints have multiple goal kickers. Owen Miles with the 2 as well has been phenomenal. Horne-Francis with the 22 disposals has been very good in the midfield. Joe Berry's up there. Lockie Neal, Arlo O'Brien. Haven't seen a lot of Butters. He kicked a goal early, and I don't think he's seen it since. He's had 7 disposals. Hopefully we get him involved in the second half. But Jack Lukosius, 4 behinds. If we can turn a few of those into goals in that second half, I think we'll be better for it. But we had a lead of over 5 goals at one point in that second quarter. I would hate to blow this game and possibly lose it. We'll just try and keep it within at least 4 goals of the margin. I think we'll be fine if we can keep it within 4 goals. But obviously, we'll try and blow it beyond that. But it's been a very competitive game so far. I really like what I've seen from the Saints. But now we got to forget everything that we just saw. We need to focus on the second half. Draper's going to start us off in the middle of the ground with O'Brien, Lockie Neal, and Zach Butters. And that is a terrible start. Absolutely terrible start. Lance Collard going to be having the first shot on goal for the second half to make it 13 straight for the Saints. He does, and it's a 10-point game. Let's try that again. Clear the ball out the middle. There's Butters. Sends it forward. Can't kick a goal. Unfortunate. That would have been a perfect start for the stand-in skipper to get us started in the second half. There's a contest between, I think that's Dersma down there in the back pocket, forward pocket, I should say, for us. Couldn't take the mark, unfortunately. Down the line by Jared Lyons. We get the mark via Logan Evans. Does a good job. Back to centre half forward, Jackson Mead. Couldn't kick a goal on halftime. Couldn't get the mark there. Not a big body, so I didn't expect him to do too much with it. Now with Jack Sinclair, Horne-Francis did a phenomenal job in that first half. He's on track for about 40-something disposals, 44 disposals, I think it was. Saints just chipping the ball around right now. Sending it forward, not very far. Butters just weighing up his options. Sends it down the line. We got a few options down there, but neither of them can take a mark, unfortunately. Good tackle by Logan Evans once again. Silvani plays on. Sends it towards Dersma. Takes the mark to get our first of the second half. Puts it through. Arlo O'Brien intercepts the ball at half forward for us. Okay, we just need to find him an option. Lukosius, Dougal Howard. Lukosius just gets absolutely bodied. How many times have you seen that over the course of these series? Down the line for the Saints, ends up with Hasty. Now with Jack Higgins, has had a good game so far. Down the line once again, ball over the top. And Lockie Neal, the two-time Brownlow medalist, intercepts. Now looking for Owen Miles. Can't take the mark. Hewitt's wide. Looks for the short option. Lukosius was looking to crash the pack from behind. Butters takes the mark. Now, do we go back and have a shot? Or do we try and find a target? Let's look for Lukosius. I know he's been bad. We can't take the mark, unfortunately. I don't know how that was 15. That definitely wasn't, but Will Drew's going to have a shot. Slight angle. Has kicked goals before for us. Puts that one through. And is now a 23-point game. Hewitt sends it long. Lukosius sitting under it. Kick on goals, no good. Try to get boot to it after he dropped the mark. Now with Newman once again. Let's send it long. Silvani, Lukosius, Horne-Francis. Anybody. And it's Silvani that takes the mark in at the end. Looking for a second on the day. Puts it through. What a game it has been so far. Arlo O'Brien tries to get boot to ball. Can't. Liam Henry's popped up absolutely everywhere in this one so far. Ball down the line for the Saints. Get a fist to it. Really well done. We get the handball. We give it straight to Clark. And the Saints get one back. 14 straight, 84. Play 16-11, 107. What a weird game of football. Just in terms of we've really struggled with some of our goal kicking. The Saints cannot seem to not miss, basically. Can't seem to miss. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, Arlo O'Brien trying to find a target forward. Horne-Francis, no goals for him, I don't think yet, but that is holding the ball. Sinclair weighing up his options at halfback. Short little ball. Barely makes it to Higgins on the full. And I was not expecting to get to that. Okay, never mind. Hewitt gives it over the top. Horne-Francis. Lukosius. Quick kick. That's in the back. Lukosius, surely. You cannot miss this one. You've actually had quite a good game in spite of your ineptitude. Surely. Jack Lukosius finally puts through his first 1 goal for. What a weird performance by him. And the Saints try and work it out of the middle of the ground. Arlo O'Brien intercepts off of halfback. I don't actually think he's playing halfback. Big fly from behind. Can't take the mark. Oh, where are our players? Jared Lyons. And now Jack Higgins. Jesus. I mean, we had like 4 players. 4 St Kilda players surrounding... I'm trying to think of his name. Jack Silvani. And the ball went to ground. The Saints did it far too easy on that play. Higgins for a third. St Kilda's 15th straight. And it's another one. Saints go forward once again. Good fist by, I think that was Kane Farrell back there. Where are you kicking it that way for? Do not be insufficient intent. Okay. Now, if St Kilda were to miss a shot on goal, this would definitely be the one that they would miss. I've seen the AI miss these goals before, but no, it's 16 straight. I've hated this game so far. It's given me so much anxiety. Butters just smashes it forward, hopes for the best. Lukosius get to the ball first. He can't. Not sure what the kick was from the Saints. Lukosius over the top. Ball over the top. Now Berry. It's punched through for a rush behind. Now it's an even 18-point game. Ball goes to ground. Mason Wood clears it. We get a mark via Owen Miles on a wing. Horne-Francis, Sinclair's actually got 2 to deal with. Ends up with Rowan Marshall. Actually, Rowan Marshall's the target, excuse me. Silvani at centre halfbacks had a good game, but really only actually when he's played in the forward half of the ground. We need a fist on this play. We get it. Well done by Hewitt. Logan Evans kicked the ball. Don't run too far. Okay, calm down, everybody. This is a moment of peace. This is a moment of serenity. Taylor Go takes the mark. Okay. Now we've just got to look for a decent marking option. I see Lukosius deep, but we're actually heading towards Whitlock. Ball goes to ground. Lukosius centers it. O'Brien tries to get rid of it. Can't. We've got a ball up once again. Good hit out by Draper. Lockie Neal with the crumb. Perfection from the stoppage. Let's have a look at this again. That was beautiful. Back to a 4-goal game. Feeling a little bit more comfortable. But this is basically where it was at halftime. And that is an excellent tackle by Drew. Sends it forward. Miles was good early. Hasn't seen a lot of it since. Players on the move. And Berry ends up with it. Already has 3, Joe Berry. Looking for a 4th. It's not going to be a goal. Just sneaks in for a behind. 25-point game. It's the curse of the Gold Coast Suns. It's starting to affect St Kilda as well. Berry gets another shot on goal directly in front. And he's missed that. Oh, Jesus, Berry. What are you doing? He's returning to the bad habits of his rookie season. And now Lukosius. It's just starting to unwind for St Kilda. Jack Lukosius, 1 goal 4 so far today. That's a better kick. Make that 2 goals 4. But we're not done yet. Whitlock over the top. Maybe we are done kicking goals because we're not kicking straight in these last few moments. Now with Ugelhagen. Kicked 2 goals early. Hasn't really sniffed it since. What is that kick? He's kicked it straight to our ruckman. Logan Evans, of all people, is straight over the top. Hasn't kicked a goal. I don't think he's kicked a goal this year, actually, Logan Evans, but we couldn't get it to him in the end. It's now just a stoppage inside. Actually, it's a boundary throw-in inside our forward pocket. Can the Saints get it clear? Good tackle. It's holding the ball, but who's got the kick? It's Will Drew. Did kick a goal earlier today. And did kick, I think he kicked a bag of 4, I think he might have done last season. Puts through his second of the quarter. Now a 39-point game. Sorry about that. Make that a 29-point game. The Saints now working the ball forward. It's a 2-on-1. We get the fist, but it's to no avail. Actually, it's a great tackle to stop. Let's just clear the ball. Lukosius, actually it's Whitlock, not Lukosius, excuse me. Why have we handballed it back into traffic? Jamara gives it up. Goad, I see a player wide. It's Jackson Mead. We send it down the line. We need a mark. Miles can't take it. 29-point game, as I said, not that long ago. We get a fist to it. Crumbs. Machito kicks another. It was a 39-point game. I'm just terrible at maths, apparently. I don't know when that happened. Usually I'm pretty good with that kind of thing. Good tackle. That was not an advantage. I did not want an advantage. This game is rigged. Machito, back-to-back goals for the Machito. And I think he's got 4. And this has been a very long quarter, 26 minutes. And, oh, gee whiz, lads, boys, girls, ladies, gents. 18 straight to the Saints, 20 goals, 15 to us. 6 goals to 7 for the quarters, out to 39 points. But it's now just 27 to end the third. Machito's got 4 from 6 disposals. Zane Dersman's got 4. Higgins 3. Joe Berry had a couple of opportunities to get a 5th, but blew them. Jack Whitlock with the 3, and then Jack Lukosius and Will Drew, I should say, with 2. Very interesting game of football. Butters a lot better in that quarter. Horn Francis, O'Brien, Lockie Neal all getting a bit of the ball. But let's finish strong. And I might actually introduce the sub early. I forgot to say that Ollie Wines is playing today up against his former side. Port Adelaide's first ever Brownlow medalist. I'm going to activate Joe Richards. Not sure who for yet. I'll let you know in a sec. Ryan Burton, the unfortunate soul. They got subbed out of today's game. Joe Richards into it for the first time today. And this is going to be an intense quarter of football. Why didn't we get the advantage that time? Whitlock sends it forward. Will Drew has already kicked goals today. Can't take a mark on that occasion. Good tackle. Ball over the top. Drew runs into a goal and gets tackled. Not quick enough with the boot. Lukosius somehow has intercepted that ball. Let's center it. Didn't end up with it. Will Drew gets tackled again. It's holding the ball. Maybe we should have had a shot with Lukosius. Why not? Horn Francis will have a shot this time. Just slow the play down. 26 disposals. 22 of those came inside the first half. Hasn't seen, I mean, he had 4 disposals that quarter. I think he spent a lot of the time on the bench and at half forward. No goals for him today. Not going to be a goal with that kick. In fact, it's out in the full. It's an absolute stinker. Anyway, we might get an intercept here. And it's the sub, Smokin' Joe. Pops up exactly when you need him to. Going to be kicking from about 40 meters out. And the sub superstar, Joe Richards, the star of last year's prelim final, puts through the first of the fourth quarter. Been a good start, middle of the ground. Neil to Butters. Ball over the top to Horn Francis. Long ball over the top. Berry. It's hit the post, unfortunately. Jamara with the ball at halfback. Not sure about insufficient intent. That's so dumb. We'll have a shot with Arlo O'Brien. Why not? He's had 19 disposals. He deserves a shot on goal. It's going to be a long one. And I tell you what, that is pretty good. What a kick. And for the highest lead of the day as well, 40 points. Horn Francis back into traffic. Willem Drew almost runs past the footy. Has a shot on goal on the run and misses. Loose ball now at half forward. Good tackle. Actually didn't get a tackle on it in the end. Silvani on Jamara. Very, very interesting matchup. They've both kicked 2 goals, funnily enough. Berry can't take the mark on this occasion. Butters, ball over the top. Lukosius takes it for a 3rd goal or a 5th behind. Not sure which way it'll go, and it's a 5th behind. Poor kicking from Lukosius today. But officially, it's now an even 7-goal margin, 42 points. Crazier things have happened. I'm not expecting a massive comeback from the Saints at this point in time, but you never know what's going to happen. We've blown leads from this distance previously. Whitlock on the move. Short little ball over the top. Can't take the mark, unfortunately. Now with Patel. He's had an interesting game so far. He's been matched up with Joe Berry for most of it. Butters sends it long. Miles all by himself. Big fly from Patel. Where the hell did you come from? Now with Ollie Wines. Haven't really said his name today other than when I saw him at 3/4 time. I really just forgot he was playing. Higgins takes the mark in transition. And he's going to be looking at a 4th here. And I tell you what, it's a good kick. Jackie H has 4. And the Saints aren't done yet. Good hands out in the middle of the ground. Willem Drew kicks to the pocket. We need a mark. And somehow Dersma has actually gotten to that. This is absolutely banana territory. He's going to go for a 5th. I'm not exactly sure where to place this ball. I'm just going to kick it and hope for the best. And I tell you what, I've done a good job. Dersma has 5. Back to a 42-point game. Oscar Allen back in the ruck for the Saints. Horn Francis gives it up straight into traffic. Not really sure why I did that. Loose ball, middle of the ground. O'Brien trying to lay a tackle. Silvani, Allen. Silvani with the fist. We've handballed back into traffic again. Why do I keep doing it? King has another. The Saints have kicked 20 straight. I know that their goal kicking difficulty, I've made it so they very rarely miss just to make it as hard as possible for my good self. That is in the back. Sinclair kicks it forward to Hunter Clark. Now finds Jamara up the wing. Short little ball. We drop it. Try to pick it up very quickly. O'Brien finds a target. Blake Laidler down the line. Joe Richards. Big fly from Sinclair. And plays on very quickly. Finn McRae. Why do I keep saying Finn McRae? It's Jack McRae. I don't know. I don't even know. Who is Finn McRae? I've heard the name before. No idea who it is. Down the line. Silvani. Allen. Allen takes the mark. Collard. Kicks it towards goal. He's got another. Goad. I'm not actually sure Goad won that one in the middle of the ground. Ball heading towards St Kilda's forward line. Higgins. Probably not in range. But he's found a man who is. And it's Mateus Philippou. South Australian. lining up for his first of the day. Hasn't really seen it, to be perfectly honest. Short little ball. And he's got his first, and St Kilda are only 4 goals behind now. Saints win the free kick at half-back. Drew gets back, takes the mark. Down towards full forward. Berry's got a couple to deal with. Can't take the mark. Can't lay a tackle either. Callum Wilkie gets destroyed by Whitlock. But it's actually going to end up with us. No, it doesn't. Now it's with us. We've got players over the top. Keep running. Keep running. Dersma. Kick. No. Why did we play on? Lukosius probably should have just taken the free kick. Oh, never mind. Ball now, middle of the ground. With the Saints. Philippou sends it forward. We need a big spoil. Comes in from a side. Does a very good job. Just keep finding open targets via hand. We'll be okay. Goad just tumbles it forward. Not really sure where that kick was going. Farrell. That's just a huge kick off one step. I think it was touched. Draper one-on-one with Oscar Allen. Too big and strong on that occasion. Down the line. Dersma can't take it as Barrett has been beaten all ends up by Dersma today. I thought that was play on, but it's a 50-meter penalty. Haven't seen too many of those pop up. Now with Hunter Clark. Kicking laterally. Sinclair dobs it over the top. Jack McRae plays on. Jamara Owens. It's going to be Jamara. It's only a 4-goal game. 18 minutes gone. I'm not sure if the Saints have enough time. But Jamara's put through a third. Let's get a few more players behind the ball as well, just so we can stop getting the ball forward in St Kilda's forward line. That's a bad handball. Wines is wrapped up. That's holding the ball. Butters now. Let's just go short. Drew says he can have a shot on goal. I'm not going to have a shot on goal from here. Draper's over the top by himself. Couldn't take the mark, unfortunately. It's knocked through for a rush behind, which actually might be very helpful for us if the Saints kick another 3 goals, which I don't think they will, but could be very helpful in the grand scheme of things. Now with Arlo O'Brien. Let's just send it long. That's all we have to do. Joe Richards can't take the mark on this occasion. Berry's going to stand the mark. Little kick into the pocket. Ended up with Dersma. Already has 5 on the day. He's hit the post at an attempt at his 6th. Wasn't a bad kick by any means. But now we're going to be really good defensively. And Joe Richards just clotheslined Jack Higgins. Absolutely comical. And Higgins has sprained an ankle from being clotheslined. That is hilarious. Mason Wood now plays on. Gives it to Jamara. Jared Lyons, not 15. Blake Laidler sends it forward. Now Dougal Howard's got a hamstring strain. The Saints are falling apart. Richards over the top. Takes the mark. And you'd have to say this is probably for the game. Joe Richards, the super sub, has come on at 3/4 time. He's kicked 2 in the final quarter. And now he's put it beyond doubt for Port Adelaide. 23 minutes gone in the 4th. It's a 26-point game. And it's been an absolutely ripping game. It's been ups and downs. It's been close for most of it. It was out to 40 points at one stage. It's another fantastic tackle. And we're going to get the advantage. Apparently, no, we're not. Will Drew's been really good today, actually. Dersma, the target once again, takes the mark on Barrett, who's an absolute stinker at fullback. Zane Dersma, I think his career high is 8. Not going to get that today, but he is going to get 6. And this has been one of the best games of the year. We might be getting another one here. Drew sends it long. Berry under it. Takes the mark, but it's not going to be before the siren. What a game of football. There was ups, downs, turnarounds, flips, and clotheslines. 5 goals apiece in the final quarter, but it's going to be a 22-point win in the end. No, maths, work with me. 32 points in the end. 5 goals, 20, plays 23 straight. 289 disposals on the day for us. They actually took more marks than us, which is actually quite funny. But a really, really awesome game. We dominated in the ruck. Dersma kicked 6. Was really, really good. Owens and Higgins kicked 4 apiece. Whitlock with the 3. Berry with 3. Miles kicked 2 early. Richards kicked 2 in the final quarter. But Jack Lukosius 2 goals 5. In spite of his 18 disposals, could have had a better game. Butters was awesome in the second half, as was Horne-Francis. He had a very good first half. Willem Drew, really, really good game. Arlo O'Brien, Lockie Neal, very, very good as well. All of our midfielders, except for Horne-Francis, kicking goals today. Very, very happy with the team performance. Our rucks were really good. Taylor Goad was good. Draper was very good as well. Rowan Marshall was rucking solo basically until he got injured. Who gave away the most free kicks? Willem Drew. That wasn't too surprising. But Zach Butters, 6 free kicks, 4 was very, very good. And look at those contested numbers from Jason Horne-Francis. Who got the most score assists? It was Horne-Francis once again. Let's sing that song. And that winning streak is continuing. It has been so good. Apologies for that. My controller has died. Let's try that again. Who got the 3 votes for today? It was, how did Jack Lukosius get the 3 votes? Seriously. Zane Dersma with the 2. Jack Higgins with the 1 vote for the Saints. That's fair. I'm surprised I was surprised that Horne-Francis or Butters didn't get votes. Butters kicked a goal, had the 31 touches. I suppose, what's his face? I'm trying to think of his name. Jack Lukosius did take a ton of marks. I'm guessing that's what put him over the line in the end. Had 11 marks. But seriously, why didn't Zane Dersma get the 3 votes? That is outrageous. And we didn't get particularly close to any of our match objectives. We really haven't these last few weeks. Mainly because they're just quite unreasonable, to be perfectly honest at times. The Coleman medal chase has gotten a little bit closer. Lukosius, I mean, he kicked 2 goals, but I doubt he's going to win it in the last 7 rounds. It's really going to be either between Berry and Dersma. If we have a look at our inbox, there's no injuries, which was fantastic after last week's calamity. Let's continue forward into the future. We're going to schedule our training. We've got a couple of inbox messages. We're on top of the ladder in the SANFL and in the AFL, which is fantastic. I don't believe we've got any players coming back at this point in time. Doesn't look like that is the case. So yeah, Butler, who, I mean, was really going to be just an SANFL player. But Warple's still out. Morea's got injured last week. Jace Burgoyne's still out. Wanganeen Miller, and of course, Connor Rosie. So, I mean, I don't really see a need to change anything. Everybody's still fairly healthy in terms of their general stamina. So I'm quite happy to leave it as is, even though we're not, exactly at full strength. We've now got Geelong down in Geelong, which is never an easy game. I believe the SANFL side has a bye, so we're not going to have a look at their game today. But let's have a look at last week's fixtures after our game. GWS beat Richmond. Really close game between Sydney and Melbourne, which is crucial for Sydney because they are in the top 8 right now. Freo get the win. Gold Coast get a win over West Coast. Ben Long getting the 3 votes. Kicked 3 goals is very good. The Crows smoke Essendon after getting smoked last week by Freo. So they go over to Melbourne and get the win. Zach Merritt still gets the 3 votes, which is comical. Everyone's favourite player, Lockie Scholl, kicks 5 goals. North Melbourne strangely get a win over Hawthorn, which is hilarious. Georgie Wardlaw, the man with hamstrings made of string cheese, got the 39 disposals, was very good. And then Geelong beat Collingwood by 2 points. So if we have a quick look at the ladder, Geelong beating Collingwood is actually quite crucial for them because they are on even games 1 at this point of the season. Obviously, they've got the game in hand over Hawthorn, so they are still in 9th, but they've got percentage behind Collingwood. They're about 9%. So as long as Collingwood keep winning, Geelong not going to make the top 8. So, I mean, Geelong are on a winning streak. They've been very good. The Swans continuing their winning streak. They've won about 7 in a row at this point in time. We are top of the ladder, looking very nice. The Crows, after losing last week by a lot, they win again this week. The Giants, the Suns, all looking very good in that top 4. I've just noticed the top 6, all non-Victorian clubs. So some good representation there. North Melbourne doing a bit better than recent seasons. Richmond and West Coast still sucking eggs, even though West Coast did get the win last week. St Kilda still in 12th, just, doing St Kilda things. And that is going to do it for today, guys. We've still got about 6 rounds of football before we get into our AFLW stuff. So stay tuned for that. But I'm very, very excited for this finals campaign. I'm going to try and get these videos out fairly quickly because I know I've missed a few days. I think I spent most of last week not uploading videos, so apologies for that. I'm going to try and get these last sort of 6 to 7 games out fairly quickly and get through to the AFL finals fairly quickly once my Port Adelaide rebuild is done. I'm assuming that will be out or at least recorded by the time that you're seeing this. And then once I've done that, released it, given it a week, I'll release like a nice 18-hour long compilation of all of my rebuilds in one video. So I think that'll be a fun thing for you guys to watch as well. But thank you very much. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time for some more AFL 26 videos here on this channel. Good stuff, me. Bye-bye.